Well, I have, first, an amazing family. My parents, my brother have been absolutely integral to everything I've done, everywhere I've been in my life. And if it wasn't for them, I don't even know where I'd be. Where I am now, I'm 28 years old and I'm divorced. And it's an awfully difficult thing to admit at times, because it just feels like there's a black mark on your life when you say that. I got married when I was 23. He was the love of my life, I believe. We met when I was 14 or 15 years old, and right away I knew there was just something special about him. We were dating for 2.5 years, got engaged, and 6 months after we got engaged, we got married. In September, on September 25th, 2004, we got married. I was 23 and he was 28, and happiest day of my life. We wrote our own vows, and the vows that I wrote, I remember saying them to him, and just this unbelievable power of God just being right in between us as we said our vows. And given everything that's happened since, even to this day, people still say when they were at that wedding that they felt God. And I know it was the right decision to marry him, and I don't regret it for a second. So he started working ridiculous hours that no human being should ever be working, just constantly working around the clock. And I started to feel him pull away from me, and the man that I married turned into someone that I did not know. I opened our email account to check her email, and I found emails from an ex-girlfriend. I opened it, and there were things said that shouldn't be said, either from a woman to a married man or a married man to another woman other than his wife. And I was not expecting that at all. So I asked him every possible question you could ask your husband in that kind of a situation, and he answered them. And if it was an emotional thing, then okay, let's go to counseling. We'll talk to our pastor. And he sat there, and he couldn't look at me. But I looked at him and I recited my wedding vows. And part of them were, with my arms I will carry you. With my shoulders I will bear your burdens. With my ears I will listen to you. And with my heart I will adore you. And I said, I promised you all of these things, so I'll do it. Let's fix it. And I said, I really believe God has us together for a reason, and I'm not willing to walk away from that. I was frustrated with God at the time. I didn't understand what happened. I didn't understand what was happening. I was frustrated. I'm not gonna lie, I was frustrated. But everything that I know God to be, up until that point in my life, he was always faithful. And everything that he's ever done in my life, I knew because he loved me. So I knew that this was a battle I was walking through, but I was gonna come out stronger from it. And I really believed my marriage was gonna come out so much stronger because of this. I believed that, God had some incredible purpose for this marriage. And I believed that God was going to intervene and somehow heal it. Somehow. Someone had told me he was having an affair and was having a child with another woman. As soon as I found that out, I filed for divorce. And from that moment on, I said, okay, I felt released from this marriage. I wanted to be married, eventually have kids, and grow old with someone. Okay, all that's taken away. What do you do now? So I looked at God and I said, okay, well, I'm no longer married. I'm single. You've brought me through so much. I'm open. Where do you want me? What an incredible freedom to have, to say to God, it doesn't matter what happens in my life. I trust you, and I have absolutely nothing holding me back. I still have a future. I still have a life to live. God still can use me and wants to use me. So how can I be upset? So in Isaiah 54, chapter 54, it starts at verse 4. It says, "Fear not, you will no longer live in shame. Don't be afraid, there's no more disgrace for you. You will no longer remember the shame of your youth or the sorrows of widowhood, for your Creator will be your husband. The Lord of heaven's armies is his name. He is your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the God of all the earth. For the Lord has called you back from your grief, as though you were a young wife abandoned by her husband, says your God. For a brief moment I abandon you, but with great compassion I will take you back. And that verse, oh, how many times have I read that? Every time I read it, I feel more peace in my heart. I feel strengthened. I feel excited. I feel hope. His promises never fail. Who he is does not change. This is who God is. This is how I get to know him more and more and more every day. And I think, if I didn't have my Bible with me, I'd feel like I was missing a limb, because I don't even know how I would face difficulties in life if I didn't have his words to read. And I don't know how I could possibly express how grateful I am if I didn't read, the Psalms and to see how David expressed himself, and to read it and go, yeah, that's exactly how I feel, God. I'm so grateful for who you are, and you've brought me through the fire, and here I am now, and I can't live without him and his word. I just can't.